Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to Mismapasion, YouTube's premier channel for all things women's football. And the semi-finals of the Women's Champions League are kicking off this very weekend, and for the first time ever, I will be making a predictions video on who I think is going to punch their ticket to the finals in Bilbao. So, without any further ado, let's get stuck right into it. We begin with Chelsea versus Barcelona, a rewind from last season's semi-finals that ultimately culminated in Barcelona not only winning the tie, but also going on to win the whole thing. And this time around, I don't think there are going to be any changes to the script. Over the past game week, Barcelona surpassed the 100-goal mark for the season in what has been an impressively remarkable campaign for the Blaugrana, who are yet to be defeated this season, and this has undoubtedly been an epic run for the ages in the entire history of football, both men's and women's. It's been well documented just how blessed Barcelona are with quality both up and down the squad, which is littered with seasoned veterans, rising starlets, and current world beaters, and at no point has there been any notion that this team is going to pump the brakes on their winning machine or formula. Now this is in sharp contrast to their opponents in Chelsea, who recently, at least as of this recording, as they are playing tonight against Aston Villa, have had a tough go of things lately. The Blues have seemingly begun to gradually run out of steam as they find themselves desperately trying to maintain control in what is threatening to be a season that is going to pass them by if they do not do something to set themselves straight soon. The team has suffered in terms of form, having failed to win any of their last 3 competitive fixtures, notably getting dumped out of the FA Cup this past weekend by Manchester United, which was marred by the altercation involving Lauren James, which I will touch on in another video that I'm currently working on, and of course, losing the Conti Cup final yet again to London-based rivals Arsenal. Not too long ago, the dream of a quadruple was in full flow for Emma Hayes and her squad, but now that dream has been halved, and with Barcelona on the horizon, it's not wild to think that the double may just soon enough become a single, which itself is not guaranteed given how tight the WSL race is between Chelsea and Manchester City. But looking ahead to the encounter between Barcelona and Chelsea, their performances that led up to this clash do help to inform that Barcelona are clear favourites. The quarterfinal clashes in particular helped to solidify this point, given just how impressive the Spanish outfit were in tearing apart what had been, up to that point at least, the best defense in the tournament, courtesy of SK Bran. Barcelona were relentless across both legs and were deserving winners because they showed their opponents respect by playing them as though they were on equal footing, which prevented any possibility of them being put on the back foot. Chelsea, on the other hand, weren't as domineering overall against Ajax. Yes, the Blues demolished them emphatically, especially in the first leg, but there were a few issues that I found in Chelsea's approach that could come and haunt them if they're not careful with Barcelona. The first of which was the tempo, because in the Ajax time, Chelsea did take a while to get going, and if the game had been played 100 times, I strongly believe that Ajax should have beaten Chelsea at least 70 times, since it was a lack of clinical finishing that played a major part in Ajax losing the tie. If Chelsea take their time in getting things moving against Barcelona, then it won't really come as a surprise if you see them being down by 2 or 3 goals in the first half, because Barcelona will definitely punish any sloppiness from the opposition. However, there is a bit of a saving grace that could help Chelsea in what I like to call the Barca blind spot. In my previous video, I mentioned how in Barcelona's quarterfinal tie, the goals that they conceded against Bran happened when the defensive line all pushed towards the side where the ball was, which often left a huge space left unmarked, which Bran exploited to get their goals. This is one of the few ways that I can think of that Chelsea can actually do damage to the Catalans, especially in transition, where they can look to make their moments count, especially given how good their defensive personnel usually are. But eventually, time will tell. Nevertheless, I fully expect a Barcelona win. Maybe something like 5-2 on aggregate, where they will then go on to defend their crown against the winner of Lyon and PSG, who we will preview now. Former winners Olympique Lyonnais go head-to-head with domestic rivals Paris Saint-Germain for the other spot in the final. And to be honest, I think the biggest fireworks are going to come from this game. I fully expected to have all the pomp and circumstance that is befitting from these two teams, from the crowd atmosphere to the action on the pitch. History favors Les Gonds, given that they still retain a sizable core of the players who won the last Champions League for them, as well as some serial winners in general who have bolstered the squad in recent times. Just like Barcelona, Lyon are blessed with an impressive squad depth teeming with legends and world stars, but their passage to the final is not as secure and clear-cut as that of their Spanish counterparts. Lyon's UWCSL campaign started well, but some wobbles came halfway through the group stages, and they were well and truly rattled in their quarterfinal clash against Benfica, who they did manage to overcome, but definitely had to work for it over the course of the tie. For what is essentially the only team on earth that breathes the same rarefied air that Barcelona does, Olympique Lyonnais appear to be running out of breath in the Champions League, and PSG will surely be looking to bust their lungs given just how impressive they have been over the course of the campaign. I think Paris have been the most robust and well-rounded and adaptable team in the entire tournament this season, because at every point so far, they have managed to answer every question that the opposition threw at them to an elite standard that has seen them deploy numerous ways for securing victory so far, despite an early setback to their campaign. Though they have struggled to usurp Lyon in every facet of the game so far, I think that this is as best of an opportunity that PSG could ever have, because there aren't many elite European teams like them who force you to work for your victories. The two sides have already met this season in the league and when vying for early domestic silverware, and it doesn't take an expert to know that Lyon has swept PSG aside so far. But with their varying performances in the competition so far, it's really hard to call the game down the line and grant a definitive winner in either direction. Experience and winning pedigree reside on the side of Lyon, whilst hunger, tenacity, and adaptability are what PSG are bringing to the game, with a lot of underlying narratives as well, shrouding this game in so much intrigue. Personally though, it can go either way, but gun to my head, I am selecting Lyon to surpass PSG and then run it back to the 2022 final with Barcelona. No matter how it ends though, whichever French team advances will be deserving of it. I just really hope that all this gassing up that I'm doing for this match is not in vain, because I honestly want to see these two teams go at it till the very last second across those 180 minutes, more so than Barcelona versus Chelsea. The ingredients are way too good to cook up just a simple student meal. And those are my thoughts and predictions on the Champions League semi-final matches between Barcelona versus Chelsea and Olympique Lyonnais versus Paris Saint-Germain, with the games being played this coming Saturday and the following weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Who do you foresee making through to the final and becoming the overall winner? Leave your comments on this and any other thing you may have heard in this video. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. And PS, apologies if you heard any barking in the background. The dogs have seen something, I'm not sure what. But anyway, goodbye for now.